So we're going to make some wire rivets, which is what you're kind of looking at right now. It's a rivet that is made out of for fastening metal together, or other things, but it's just made out of a piece, in this case, a piece of copper wire that's cut down, taking into account the thickness of the materials and then adding um, the diameter of the wire itself, so that about half a diameter of the diameter of the wire is sticking out on either end when you go to wire it. All right. Well, hammer it, not wire it. Anyway, so I guess I should explain what happens when you hammer it. The ends of the wire mushroom out. It's more like a little pin at that point when you cut it down that short, but they start mushrooming them on either side so that it flares out, so it won't slide through the hole. All right, and that holds the two pieces together. All right, so we're going to try to use a rivet, but we need some holes, and we measured the size of our rivet. It's like 0.104 or 02, and the closest I got is a little smaller than that. But anyway, hand drill. I'm going to just drill it. You have the 3 jaws, and your drill, by the way, just a reminder, has forward and reverse. You make sure it's in forward when you're drilling the hole, and also when you're putting the bit in, unplug it. So as the jaws, bottom geared, moves back and forth, jaws go in and out. So I can hold that in there so the shank is clamped with the sharp end going out. And then I can use the key that's usually taped to the back of the cord, and I can tighten it down. All right? Make sure that you have safety glasses on. The metal is clamped. I got this clamped on a piece of metal so I won't get as much burr. It's a piece of copper, piece of steel below it. I'm going to plug it in. I'm not going to use, the copper's pretty soft. You could use some lubrication, but I am going to use a center punch to mark a spot where I'm going to drill. Okay, I don't want to go getting crazy with it. I just need a little tap. I don't want to deform the metal too much. All right, and then so I have it forward, and with metal you go a little slower. And again, you could use some lubrication. I don't want to push too hard down because I'll bend that little bit. You notice about the speed, and I'm going to go a little bit faster. And I'm through. I have a bad habit of wiping little shavings with my fingers, but don't do that. Use a brush. So there's the hole and the little shavings. Anyway. So there's the pin or rivet made out of 10 gauge wire, 0.102 of an inch. Anyhow, kind of work it into the holes and see if I can make sure the hole's a little small, so I have to kind of make it fit. So I end up using a little bit of a round needle file to kind of widen the hole a little bit. You want the hole to be as tight as possible, so don't get carried away if you have to widen it out a little bit. So basically what I'm doing is I'm using ball peen part of the hammer and hammering it around the outside edge of the pin so that it mushrooms out. And then I'm going to flip it and do the other side a little bit and flip it back and do the other side a little bit and continue doing that until it sort of meets up tightly. So it's still loose, but it's starting to, I'm hammering around the edge, the circumference of the pin and kind of mushrooming it out. And I'm flipping it as I do that, doing a little bit on each side, going back and forth until I get it tight. All right? All right, so I finally got it tightened by hammering it down, and I kind of like the texture of it. I could clean it up around the edges some with a chisel or punch, and you can do different types of things with that as well. But it's just a simple kind of copper rivet you can do to fasten two pieces, to fasten your metal together. All right, take care.